So it is about 4 days post San Francisco Marathon, and now that the dust is settling, I want to definitely give a little bit more information on the whole process. So in this video, I want to talk about my training and the prep leading up to the San Francisco Marathon. I am a forever lifelong student of the game, whether it's the game of marathon training, the game of boxing, or the game of life. I need to be able to humble myself despite the accomplishments and the achievements, take a step back and recognize how could I have improved the situation and effort to be better the next time as well. Let's go over it. Okay, so let's talk about the structure of this last marathon prep, and I'll link it in the video as well. I did an actual full descriptive video of everything, but just a recap of it, I would run 6 days a week leading up to the marathon. Monday's easy run, Tuesday speed work, Wednesday easy run, Thursday speed work. And keep in mind, on one of those speed days, I would incorporate hill training to get ready for San Francisco. Friday, easy run. On Saturdays, we would simulate the marathon through a long run, meaning we would test out our nutrition leading up to that simulated long run and during it. On the strength side, we would do 3 days of strength work during the prep, 2 upper body sessions and a lower body session. My sleep, I would definitely try to emphasize the 8 hours of sleep and try to hit those 85 plus, 95 plus sleep scores. On my Oura Ring, I would do this by emphasizing winding down a little bit more towards bedtime. Maybe we'd take a sleep aid here and there. And on the recovery end as well, we would emphasize 45 minutes of stretching about 3 or 4 times a week. It was super key. We hit all our macros, proteins, carbohydrates, fats, and sodium levels. That way we wouldn't blow up on those long runs and I'd be able to recover fairly quick so I could give 100% the following day of training. And boxing. Boxing, I would still box about 1 to 2 times a week. So I felt like I had a good formula going into this marathon. Running 6 days a week, clocking in anywhere from 45 to 55 plus miles, recovering well, sleeping well, eating well, stretching well, emphasizing the strength training so I wouldn't get injured. Everything went smooth, everything went perfect. We hit the splits we wanted, the paces we wanted, and we finished the marathon feeling strong and feeling good. Again, 4 days post-marathon, and we are in our second day into training. Now here's the one thing I wish I emphasized a little bit more into this training. I definitely wish that I had actually boxed a little bit more during this last marathon prep. You always hear boxers using running to elevate their training, but have you ever heard of marathon runners using boxing to elevate theirs? I guess I'll be the guinea pig and find out, right? We have 2 races to close out the year. In November, we'll do the New York City Marathon, pending, still trying to get a bib, but we're officially signed up for CIM as well in December. More than enough time to make the adjustments with our prep and see if it pays off. So the one thing I wish I emphasized more in that prep is a little bit more boxing training, and this is how I'm going to do it this prep. I mentioned I would do 3 days of strength training a week. 2 upper bodies, I would do a push one day, a pull another day, and a lower body strength session where I'd emphasize strengthening the muscles around my knees, my hips, my ankles, my calves, a lot of injury prevention stuff. That I will keep, but I'm going to replace the push and pull day with 2 boxing sessions. Again, I've definitely optimized my time and maxed out my capacity of training, so I can't just add more boxing on top of everything, but it's a formula. What can I take away to where I can add that? So I'm gonna take away the upper body strength training days, emphasize a little bit more boxing, and this is why I think it'll help. I can relate boxing training to a lot of the speed work that I did. The 400 meters, 800 meters, 1 kilometer repeats, the tempo miles. It felt very similar to why I was elevating my heart rate, being somewhat explosive with the movements, and then emphasizing recovery in between. Boxing is so similar to that. You'd explode with a combination and then understand how to relax and breathe in between. It's 1,000,000% going to help the speed work, but it's definitely going to help my heart rate and get those BPM downs when I want them to go down. It'll help me control my heart rate a little better. And that's something that is extremely emphasized throughout my whole prep is my heart rate, whether it's an easy day, keeping it below 147 or 150 beats per minute, or a speed work day, understanding how high it gets and how low I could get it in between on those recovery intervals, or even a simulated long run. What beats per minute, what heart rate can I keep before I really blow up and bonk out? Boxing training will help me understand and regulate that heart rate a little bit more. Make sure you stay tuned. If you want to follow along with that journey and see how boxing can elevate my marathon training, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. Maybe leave me a comment, show me you're interested in it so I can start to better understand how to make more content for you to benefit you. I love documenting my journey and my process and sharing it with everybody else in an effort to help their journeys as well. Vlogged a little bit of my first training session back yesterday. Hope you enjoy, yo. Until next time.
Every time I close my eyes, time I close my eyes.
Just finished up our run and I'm feeling actually good, feeling strong. We did just 2 miles today. 1 mile at our marathon pace, 8:30. Actually took it to a 7:30 pace. Put a little tempo emphasis on it, and my heart rate stayed really low the whole time. So feeling good, that means I'm recovering well. Let's get a few rounds on the bag in, and then a little bit of strength training. Feeling good boxing, man. I wish I didn't skip out on a lot of my road work when I was boxing. I really say it, yo, running, that's the key to keeping up that conditioning. Don't gotta be hard. Gotta be consistent.
I ever gave on my head. Lately I've been living like I can't take a loss. They ain't wanna help me, that's what made me a boss. You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man.
Feeling good, yo. Can tell the energy's starting to spark up again. We're gonna do a little strength work, all body weight. Call it a day when it comes to our training.
Don't give a fuck, I don't care. Did the by my lonesome, no wonder now I'm on one. No shortcuts on that long run. All I really want is my share. Get on my God, I told him it's nothing. In the discussion, for them feelings, I throw all my pain on percussion. It's disgusting. I hear them bragging about that they did, and it do not move me, not in the least. They ain't been dropping no seeds in the soil, but swear that you on my spot at the feast. I've been on go mode, showboat, rowboat, wave ride. Cool shorty, too naughty, pool party, wet for the face.
Snow codes are hard. Running done, boxing done, strength work done. Until next time, yo.